When you're getting married, everyone always talks about the work you'll have to do as a team, but never talk about the work you need to do on yourself. So I got married this past July, and we are now 6 months in, and I'm realizing just how fast time is flying. And while marriage has been such a beautiful journey, it's also been a huge eye-opener. There are so many deep questions I had to ask myself, ask my partner. So if you're thinking about marriage, if it's around the corner, here are 4 questions I'd highly consider. Question 1, how do you plan to keep growing as individuals while being on a lifelong team? This was a big one for me and my husband. Before we got married, we were both our own people with our own goal. And while marriage has brought us so much closer together, it's also important that we kept on to that little bit of individuality that makes us us. I love being married, but I also love having my own hobbies, my own friendships, and sometimes being around someone 24/7 can make you lose your own sense of self. So it's important to think how you'll nurture yourselves while also prioritizing the relationship. Maybe you dream of a huge wedding celebration while your husband prefers something that's more intimate. How do you mesh those 2 dreams together without losing what's important to the both of you? Are there areas that you're willing to sacrifice and let go of to get what you both need? Question 2, how are you actively working on becoming the best version of yourself? And are you prepared to embrace the vulnerability that comes with marriage? Marriage brings out a level of closeness that is unlike anything else. You don't truly know someone until you are married and living together. That's when you discover every little habit, every quirk, every flaw. And it just made me ask myself, am I doing the work to become a better wife, a better sister-in-law, or a better best friend to my husband? You really have to reflect on your own bad tendencies because marriage has a way of magnifying those things. Being open to grow and facing them together has been a game changer for us. Question 3, to what extent would you like your family to be involved in your marriage? This one can be a little bit tricky, but it's especially important to establish these boundaries early on when a lot of opinions can really cloud what you want as a couple. It takes a hard, honest conversation to consider how okay are you with family involvement in your marriage? Do you think you possibly need a third party that's non-biased for guidance? Lastly, question 4, how do you handle conflict when your partner's approach is different from yours? Marriage and living together can really highlight how differently men and women think and how differently you like to respond to stress and conflicts. One might like to tackle issues head on while the other might need a second to reflect. How do you plan on learning to respect and adapt to each other's styles? Because marriage is all about finding balance, but are you okay with shedding a bit of yourself to find it?